This podcast is made possible by First Call. Let's end the addiction crisis together. The first step to a future free from addiction is to make the first call.
Good morning, this is First Call. How may I help you?
Call 816-361-5900 or go to firstcallkc.org.
Hey everybody, welcome to Answering the Call. This is a podcast that is generated by First Call, which is an organization here in Kansas City that is trying to end the addiction crisis. And my name is Bill Brandmeier, and I'm here with my host, co-host,
hey everybody,
Emily Haig, and we are just kind of keep coming up with ideas of engagements that we can share with our audience that will tell our story of why First Call is so important to Kansas City. As we had time to kind of talk before we got on the mic today, I just love what we're doing here. I love being with you.
I feel like the podcast is such a cool fit for us because First Call gets to hear and promote and connect the dots with so much amazing work happening in the community, from grassroots coalition work all the way up to agency work. So it's really exciting to be able to offer some space and time for you all to share about the amazing stuff.
And one of the
doing.
things that Emily and I are committed to is bringing to our listeners the kinds of stories and the kinds of happenings in the addiction recovery space that will help people change their lives, will help them make the first call or help them try to go down the path of what recovery looks like.
Yeah. Well, we know, and you guys know this too, right, that scare tactics and those horror stories, that doesn't work. We need to hear from advocates and people like the two of you. We know those are the loudest.
Well, we want to bring
voices.
our guests on. I'm sorry. I didn't even introduce the guests, but you guys are here, and I think this is a very important conversation. I think that what we're about to kind of dive into might be the most important conversation that we've had so far on this show. And I know it's something that First Call faces on a daily basis, and that's the fentanyl crisis. Knowing that our young people out there learning, growing, trying to become the people that they're meant to be as they mature and get to a place in life where they can be contributing members of society. They're also curious. They're also looking for things to have fun, and they're also frustrated with the world. And so we're going to bring on the siblings, Gabe and Violet Clutter. Gabe and Violet Clutter go to Belton High School, or actually Violet's a senior at Belton High School, and Gabe is graduating, and now you're applying yourself at Longview Community College here in Kansas City. Yeah, so these two have come on to help share a little bit about what they have learned about the fentanyl crisis, what they know is happening because they're in it, right? And they're going to share with us their story about what they're trying to do to change the game for kids and to make things better, bring awareness, shut out the stigma, all the things that we know are important and as we fight this deadly and scary, problem that exists in our world.
Yeah. So do you guys want to go ahead and just introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about yourselves?
Yeah, so I'm Gabe Clutter, as Brian said earlier.
And Bill.
Gotcha. Sorry.
That's all right.
So, for me, the fentanyl crisis has really had just a personal impact in my life because there have been people that I know that have passed away from fentanyl. And it's just really important to me because I don't want to see that happen to anyone else. I want everyone to have a chance and not have their chance taken away by something else that they didn't know about.
Yeah.
Well said.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah, I do also really appreciate you guys for letting us on. I really also wanted to come on here because I believe the youth perspective is important, and it's important for everyone to see the youth perspective, and that's not something everyone gets to see, and I'm glad to share that with you.
Yeah.
Well said.
Violet, you want to just kind of share your thoughts too?
Yeah, I'm Violet. I do a lot of things in the school, just like extracurriculars. I'm involved in as much as I can. But
Violet's going to change the world.
Oh, yeah.
I decided to get involved in the youth forum because Well, I knew it was a problem. Everyone knew it was a problem, but no one knew what they could really do about it. And, like, as teenagers, you're like, well, what can I do? I'm just sitting in a chair in school. But our grandma, Dr. Sandy Clutter, and Belton Cares reached out to us and asked, like, would you do a youth forum for teen perspectives? And we were like, well, if we don't step up and do it, who's going to?
Right.
Yeah.
So
How cool.
Yeah.
So that's the youth forum is kind of the centerpiece of what we're going to talk about today, and what it took to put that together and what happened when it took place, right?
Yep.
So I do have a question though. You said you were personally touched by fentanyl. Do you think what's happening in Belton High School is unique to Belton High School?
No, I don't think so. I think there have been other, similar stories and things like that happened in other communities. And I just really want to show everybody that it's not just unique to one place or one person. It can happen to anyone.
Right.
And anyone has to be wary of it.
I mean, this is a nationwide crisis. There are people in every state that have been affected. Like, it doesn't matter if they've personally had fentanyl poisoning, but most people know someone.
Yep.
Or have heard about someone, and it affects a wider range than people think.
Am I right, Emily? It's the number one cause of death for
young people.
Yeah.
Well, and I think you're right to name that it's not just Belton, but Belton, it's a tight-knit community, right? And can you guys talk a little bit, something that strikes me of First Call has been involved with Belton Cares for a very long time, but it's the community is benefiting so much from having that coalition. Can you speak a little bit about the work of Belton Cares, like what it means to be a coalition, and the youth forum is part of it, but kind of more broadly, what does Belton Cares do?
So I think I've been to Belton Cares meetings before. I'm a student ambassador now for MCC, I suppose now. Mm-hmm. But I think a lot of the things they do, they focus on teens' mental health primarily. And a big part of that is also helping teens be free from, drugs and such and alcohol and things like that. And so Belton Cares just does community events and volunteers to help teens see that they're not alone and they can get help.
Yeah. What we see in our schools, like from the kid perspective, like Belton Cares and You Matter Belton will like hand out like bracelets and like pens and stuff to us that say like You Matter and positive encouraging messages. They do Chalk the Walk, and we do sidewalk chalk on like the first week of school and a few other different things. They put out You Matter signs throughout the school district.
Yeah. Gabe, I want to kind of drill in on this thing for you because it seems it's very personal. And Violet, I'm sure you have a little personal connection to this too. But when was the first time you realized that this was personal? When it became your story? Talk a little bit about that time in your life and what it was you experienced.
Yeah, so for me, it was my sophomore year of high school where really I realized it affected me and I wasn't just immune to it. So in my sophomore year, I had a person I knew I wasn't close friends with them really, but I did know them. And then one day they just weren't there. There was a missing chair in the classroom every day, and I had to really get used to that. And Violet was in the class as well, if you want to share about it.
Yeah, we were in our Spanish 1 class together. There was a student that their life was taken by it, and they didn't want to die. They weren't trying to die. And fentanyl got them.
Yeah.
And we had to sit through the death notice in class, and there were more deaths in Belton, and people that were like relatives of ours, and they're people that are close to you that you see every day, and even if you don't talk to them every day, they're still like important.
And something I've been hearing you guys say is talking about fentanyl poisoning. And I know at first call we're thinking about the language, but the point you're making of, a good kid that makes one bad choice, and that can be the difference between life and death. And I think that language about poisoning is such a good it's so accurate, because that's what we think about, like it takes the morality out of what we're talking about with some of these overdose deaths. But you kind of touched on it too. Belton has been impacted multiple times by students overdosing or dying from fentanyl poisoning. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. I forgot the exact number, but we've had there were 3 in 1 year.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as a dad of a 16-year-old, I'm always wondering: are you getting offered stuff? Are you exposed to something that you don't know what it is? Are you curious? Are you exploring? So, tell me a little bit from you guys are in it. Are you seeing people in your class experiment, or are there opportunities for you to experiment? I not want to put you on the spot, but we know it's out there, right? And we know that it's happening, and it's a problem. Call it out a little bit. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, so I myself have heard, I haven't seen it myself, but especially with the digital age and social media, I've heard people talk about how they saw things on social media, things like Snapchat and other ones as well, where they were being offered stuff that they really shouldn't be offered on any social media.
Right. Yeah, I sent you an article, I think,
Yeah.
about a year ago, and how Snapchat is used to deliver the message and to recruit.
Yeah, to know where young people are gathered. Do you guys have any knowledge of that, or?
Well, I tend to stay off Snapchat because I know
Smart.
it has its
Smart.
problems.
Smart, Violet.
But so social media is definitely a big thing, and Snapchat and TikTok and all that. But a lot of it's word of mouth too. Like, everyone knows someone, and those people tend to be kind of loud about it. Like, they say things like, "Oh, everyone does drugs. Everyone tries it at least once. Everyone smokes weed." Like,
Right. The peer pressure and that was part of my high school experience, so it's still the same.
Yeah. Well, and for before, where there's a will, there's a way, and teenagers have been experimenting with substances. But Violet, you're kind of hitting on something cool, which is like, it sounds like you two haven't been experimenting with substances, right? And really what we know is like most kids don't, but those loud voices can be so powerful in our community.
Well, and the other thing that during research, just to get ready for this, the communities that invest in their young people's voices, that allow their young people to share the message, they do much better at avoiding the kind of catastrophe, tragedies that other communities exist. So let's honor Belton a little bit, and Belton Cares, and You Matter to that they have invested in your voices. So talk a little bit about, once that it became personal for you, you saw the empty chair and you're like, what the hell? Tell me a little bit about what activated you. So where did you go to get involved? You got invited to be involved?
Yeah.
Yeah. You seem like you have a pretty kick-ass grandma, so tell me about her.
100%. Yeah. So the adults really organized everything for us. They made it so easy for us. Like, First Call, Compass Health, Belton Cares, the Cass County Health Department, all of them all stepped up and said, we want to hear your voices. And all we had to do was show up and share. Like, they made it so easy for us. It wasn't like we didn't have to hunt for a way to help. Those organizations gave us a platform and gave us a mic and gave us that opportunity.
And so how did your peers respond to you getting on stage talking about, what happens in high school? Did anybody come up to you and go, hey, don't tell our secrets?
We didn't really do it in front of the students. It was just for a group of community leaders. My friends are all like good kids. None of them do drugs or anything, but most of the people I talked to agreed that it was an issue, and they were glad that there were people out there doing things to help.
Wanted to hear it. Wanted to hear what's happening.
And one other result of the first forum we did was that we were able to get posters and resources and stuff in the school bathrooms and try and get that put up. So that is one way we impacted the students.
I was wondering that, were you guys, were there specific things as part of the forum that you as students were looking for, that you were looking for your community to do or your school to do? I know something First Call's been talking with lots of schools is like, is there Narcan or naloxone in the schools? Who has access to it? Like, were there certain things, or was it just you were just trying to put more education out there?
So, yeah, we did try to put a lot of education and put safe, anonymous resources for people to have, so that if they wanted to quit, they could have a chance to do that without, felt like they were being watched by the counselors or anything like that. And I think also the biggest thing that came from the forum was the harbor, which the harbor is a place where youth can go to out of school hours, where they can go to just be with their peers and have a place where they feel accepted.
A safe space.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
So the school created a safe space for you guys.
It's still being worked on and stuff. It's not completely up yet, but we've had a lot of people in the community step forward and offer donations for it.
Yeah.
And so that has been a great response from the community.
Well, we used to have a smoking lounge, so.
I feel like that's such a testament, and that's kind of what I was saying about the fact that Belton Cares has existed and been in the community is so many tragic events, but that there was this community infrastructure already to take them and try and figure out what to do. And not every community has
No, it's
that.
pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And hats off to the people of Belton and for initiating this, and then having the awareness that they needed to have young voices come forward and talk about it. I think it's a really special community that you guys have been raised in. So the whole idea of having to take painkillers because you're injured. A lot of times athletes will hurt themselves and have knee surgery and they get opioids. Have you experienced that in your life? Have you experienced having to take medicine and prescribed by a doctor? And do your kids that you're engaged with at school, I'm on opioids of some kind that are helping me feel better?
Gabe has a lot to say on this.
Yeah.
I haven't really, but I've heard a lot of kids in my classes saying that that their parents are on a lot of stuff. Like, we were in a political science class with Miss Joni Harrell, and she asked, we were talking about marijuana, and they were saying, yeah, well, my parents use it for pain, and, there were tons of kids talking about their parents using it.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. It's prevalent, and especially it's legal. So it's like drinking, and it's accepted, and people do it. So what's your experience? I'm just curious.
So I actually work as a pharmacy tech I work there, and I see people,
You have the sense that they may be abusing their prescriptions, and
maybe, but we do a good job of preventing that, but occasionally we might see that.
I thought you were going to talk about your arthritis when you were on painkillers for a month.
Yeah, so I did have a bout of reactive arthritis a bit ago, and I couldn't really walk without the painkillers.
Sure.
So I did have to take that, but
yeah.
How did that make you feel? I mean, you have a lot of information about the risks of these medications. So and of course there is a balance there's real reasons to prescribe and use them, but did that give you pause, or did it make you uncomfortable?
Just knowing, I know a bit more about the risks from being at the pharmacy. I know what it can do and what it can't and stuff. And that just really makes me much more wary of it, because it is an addictive drug still. And if you that's one thing I've learned from being at the pharmacy, really, how much it can be and how much it can hurt people. And I'm lucky enough to not have been on that side of that from my
Yeah.
arthritis.
Yeah, and I know in my recovery, I've had shoulder surgery, and I, turned my medication over to my wife, and she regulated it and made sure I took the medication when I needed it, and because of my recovery and because of my program, I didn't abuse it. I've been tempted to use marijuana in my recovery, thinking that it's natural, it's everyone's doing it, but I don't want to jeopardize my sobriety. It sounds like you're sober without a program. You want to be a good person. You just want to be the best version of yourself. That's incredible. Talk a little bit about the energy in your high school, and do you have kids that are self-aware enough to say, I want to be better, I want to not use, I want to not be curious, I want to do the right thing?
Well, the everyone's doing it attitude can be like overwhelming. Everyone's not doing it.
Right.
Not everyone is doing drugs. Most kids aren't. The Missouri Student Survey, we got to look over that for this year's Youth Forum because we focused on vaping this year, vaping addiction.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. So that said that 13% of students in our school vaped. And when I asked my poli-sci class about it, the whole class estimated like 70 or 80%.
Sure.
And that's a huge perception difference from how much people think people are vaping and using drugs and how much people actually are.
Right.
I mean, it's an anonymous survey. Like,
Yeah. What do they have to lose?
Yeah.
I asked my 16-year-old son, is he vaping? He says, I've never bought one. Well, okay, what does that mean?
Yeah. So the people that aren't using drugs are typically more quiet about it.
Right.
Like, I don't want to get made fun of.
Sure.
I can't call them out for vaping because everyone does it.
Right.
So the people that are actually, like, always, like, staying clean and stuff, their voices aren't always heard. You have to be more active about it.
Right.
Which makes it seem, so that's a really neat thing. Did it feel kind of, it seems like the forum gave a lot of you the opportunity to be a little bit more vocal and proud of the choices that you make while also being empathetic and understanding. Was that fair? Like, did that feel powerful for you all to be able to not be the quiet ones with your own choices?
Yeah, I think it did because, it was really just good to get in front of the adults and say, what we've been thinking and try to get our point across and help people see that it was really something that we should worry about. Not that we haven't before, but I think sometimes it just helps to get the youth point of view across, and it would help adults to, and maybe help kids also to inspire them as well.
We want to end the addiction crisis together, right? That's the tagline for First Call. Are there anything that you think should be happening that's not happening? Is there anything that you would suggest, gosh, I wish we could do more of this, or I wish there was more of that? Anything that you could let us know?
I mean, I wish more people stepped up and talked about it because, like, the culture change and the shift of mindset as a whole from everyone's doing it to we can all be better, like, it comes from more people stepping up. I mean, we have struggled to find full numbers for the Youth Forum. The first year we had 7, and then the second year we had 4. So it was going down. It's like all the clutters and doing stuff, but more people can
Lucky
step
we
up.
have the clutters. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that.
Well, I'm encouraged by this conversation and encouraged by you two. Talk a little bit about what your future looks like. You're at Longview. You're a senior. What do you hope to happen to your life as you kind of build your life based on these pretty simple principles of not using drugs and being the best versions of yourselves?
So for me, I really just want to keep my momentum going. I've been helping people, and I want to keep doing it in whatever community I end up in. because even if you only help a few people, it can help inspire other people to keep going and build momentum in that community. So I just want to really keep helping people and do community service.
Yeah. Well, you're accomplishing that today. What about you, Violet?
I definitely want to help people wherever I am. But right now I'm kind of like exploring my options, I guess. I'm going to do National Guard probably for and play in the band. And then I was going to go to college for biology. I did that because I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go into healthcare or research. And then if I get bored of that, I'll come back to Belton High School and teach.
Or you can, just call me if you want to come work at First Call, right?
Perfect.
I was just going to share one thing I will always remember, and I don't remember which one of you Youth Forum students it was, but I also remember that on the heels of, I think, Belton Cares and the Youth Forum bringing attention to fentanyl in your community, then Congressman Mark Alford did a very large forum that I came to and First Call was on. And I will never forget at the end, there was a line of people waiting to ask questions, but the one that resonated the most was one of the students. I don't know if it was one of you, but that just kind of like looked at the congressman and I feel like had gotten their feet wet from being on these forums. I was just like, what are you going to do about it? And if we can get more of our young people knowing like that you have every right to be asking those questions and hold people accountable.
Certainly.
And that's just such a powerful thing. I'm glad you guys are helping lead the way in our community doing that.
Well, before we finish, I just want to talk about First Call and what you're doing in this space because, people are worried. First Call is taking action.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about what First Call is doing. I just want you to share.
Yeah. I think, one of the neatest ways that we get to work is by offering technical assistance to community coalitions like the one we've been talking about here. And really that's just kind of maybe helping access a little bit of money or to teach you about the science of prevention, which Violet, like I can hear everything you're saying. I'm like two gold stars.
Yeah.
But we also are very actively also working to do overdose prevention work. So we have naloxone and drug test strips available, no questions asked at our office. We'll work with community partners to make those available. And we're doing a lot of education presentations and training about, how to spot an overdose, how to reverse an overdose. And, those are very basic, quick things that unfortunately everybody needs to understand because every single overdose death is preventable. And so that's a lot of the work that we're doing right now.
Yeah, I think one of the things you said earlier, Gabe, about the gentleman who the chair was empty is he wasn't trying to die. He wasn't trying to die. He was just trying to have fun. He was just trying to experience life. And sometimes those choices end in tragedy. And that's why this is so serious because who knows what is in these different substances that kids are experimenting with and the pain that comes through when you see a mom who's had to come upon their young person and their lifeless body and what that has meant. And there's nothing they did wrong because kids have been experimenting with drugs and alcohol forever. I mean, that's what we do. We're trying to live life, right? And become, we want to be like the adults. If the adults in the room are not leading their kids, we're failing.
Do you mind if I talk a little bit more about what's happening in Belton right now?
Are you kidding?
Do.
So
the mic is yours.
They let us. They really let us choose what we wanted out of the youth forum. The first year, we were thinking about mental health and the roots of the problem, and we decided with the harbor that we wanted a safe space for kids to be able to go. So right now, Kelly Wilson is leading that project. We had an after-school hangout space a few days last school year, and now we have a separate location for this coming year. It's the Nazarene Church just down the road from the high school. we have donations from like First Call and a few other organizations, and they've been able to fund us a security system for the area. We've got games in there. We're gonna have like food and laundry services, and that's gonna be a really awesome place for teens to be able to go have some connection, be able to talk, and have fun together. So they're not sitting at home like
staring at a screen.
Right.
And then we've got for this past year's focus was on vaping. So we've got a lot of changes going into our school already just because of that. And we've got a Do It For Your Lungs escape room activity.
Sweet.
So that can like teach people about the dangers of vaping and addiction and stuff. In a more fun way,
right?
Without like shoving it down your throats, like, or you're gonna die if you vape. I don't know.
For sure.
Well, just emphysema.
That's amazing. There's so much for you guys both and all of the students to be proud of.
They definitely answered our call. Like we asked for changes to happen, and the adults stepped up and they helped us.
Good.
Yeah.
The parks, every organization that was there did something to help us out, and that was amazing.
Student-led change. That's I think is one of the key ingredients to solving this tragic situation we find ourselves in. So for sure, this is. Well, thank you, Gabe, and thank you, Violet.
Thank you.
I think it's been a really powerful discussion. Once again, I feel like every time we do one of these, it just gets better, and having good guests is critical. If you are a young person and you're curious about substances, you don't have to try stuff. You can. It's not the choice that you need to be making. There are people that have, gone through life and they've never tried anything and they just live life sober, and that's a pathway that everyone can have. Right?
There's so much joy in the world that doesn't have to come artificially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if you do have struggles with any kind of substance habitual use, or we don't have to call it addiction. Really, we can. There's this
we might talk. Yeah, I mean, call First Call. We want to help. And if you're a parent listening to this conversation and you have questions about how to talk to your kids, or your student wanting to build something like Belton has built, I bet, we could help connect people that way too. Yeah. So
connection saves lives, and our young people have more power than we know, and we need to just invest in them and listen to them, and give them the credit they deserve. So I'm here to do that. So that's great. And so is Emily.
Yeah.
There's a crisis hotline. It's a 24/7 crisis line. It's 816-361-5900. And there's someone there that will answer the call.
Yep. Thank you both.
And remember, as we say here at First Call, let's end the addiction crisis together.